I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeve off the team. This is my team. I don't fuck with you. Get out of here. Yo, son. Cheryl Reeve, you asked for it.
The WNBA has just been shaken to its core. In a jaw-dropping live-on-air power play, Caitlin Clark made history. Not with a shot, but with a trade. She boldly dumped her assigned All-Star coach Cheryl Reeve on draft night, flipping the script and throwing the league into chaos. This wasn't just a move, it was a message. Clark is done playing nice. After months of being downplayed and disrespected, she's taking control, and the league will never be the same.
They swapped coaches. Cheryl Reeve, dodged the bullet. Thank God I don't need a coach, Caitlin Clark, man. Man, I can't deal with that. I would have had to swallow so much pride, I can't do that. Fee, she probably called in the Fee, talk to Caitlin, please. I can't coach her. I can't do it. This book's about to come out. You know what they're going to be saying if I'm coaching Caitlin Clark and the book's out? Oh, God. Fee, please. And then Sandy Bordello's like, oh, yeah, this is good.
In a world drowning in fake drama and overhyped opinions, real moments are rare. But on July 8th, during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Draft, with ESPN cameras capturing every second, Caitlin Clark gave the world something it wasn't ready for: raw, unapologetic truth. What began as a routine draft turned into a seismic shift. In that one moment, Clark didn't just make a statement, she made history. This was the night she stood up, looked the league dead in the eye, and said, "Enough. The silence is over. The era of being sidelined is done."
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen this, man. The first time out of all the times I've seen where two star players are picking up players. They ask for a trade, or the median person asks for a trade, and they're talking about trading.
It was classic WNBA politics, a scripted setup dressed as tradition. With the Minnesota Lynx dominating the league at 17-2, their coach Cheryl Reeve was automatically locked into lead team Clark. Meanwhile, Sandy Brondello of the Liberty was set to coach Team Collier. The board was set. The pieces were in place. Everything aligned with the league's usual playbook. But the WNBA overlooked one critical fact. This wasn't just any player. This was Caitlin Clark, and she doesn't follow outdated rules. She rewrites them.
Is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx, so that makes sense. But the drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league, not to mention being the coach of Team USA that Caitlin Clark was so famously snubbed.
With the poise of a seasoned disruptor, Caitlin Clark looked ESPN's Malika Andrews in the eye and dismantled the WNBA's plan. Live on air. "I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care," she said, unfazed. "We already talked. We're trading coaches. Fee gets her coach. Sandy Brondello, let's go." It wasn't a question. It was a declaration. Then came the final blow. "Sorry, WNBA. Sorry, ESPN. If it's not in the rules, it is now." That's not just strategy. That's power.
Being completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them. I don't know if this is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Fee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it. It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules. But we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over. Whoa! Let's get to it. You can coach the...
The silence was louder than any words. In that moment, you could feel it. The shock rippling through WNBA executives who suddenly realized their carefully controlled system had just been shattered. Caitlin Clark wasn't here to play along or accept crumbs. She flipped the script, live, trading a coach in the middle of an all-star draft. And for the first time ever, the league had no answer. No rule. No comeback. Just stunned silence. If you're enjoying this story so far, hit subscribe, because this is where it gets real. And by real, we mean a full-blown expose on the power games inside the WNBA. This wasn't about a coaching swap. This was Caitlin Clark finally confronting Cheryl Reeve, the same coach who spent months subtly discrediting her rise, questioning her value, and let's not forget, played a key role in keeping her off the Olympic roster. The tension between them isn't new. It's been brewing all season. While Clark was breaking records and selling out arenas, Reeve was busy firing off cryptic tweets about too much hype around one player. This wasn't just a moment. It was a reckoning.
Announced that Cheryl Reeve will be the coach for Caitlin Clark's All-Star team. Not feeling this at all.
This is the same woman who despised her last year, saying, I don't give two shits about Caitlin Clark. The same woman who really didn't want her on the Olympic team. She was hell-bent about it, very open about it. Same woman who wore Black Girls Rock while playing Caitlin Clark, insinuating that Caitlin Clark is a racist. So she's going to be, pandering to the audience. Like, I hate that shit, man. I hate people who...
But the Olympic snub? That's when Cheryl Reeve's hostility toward Caitlin Clark stopped being subtle and became undeniable. As head coach of Team USA, Reeve had the power to stand up for Clark, to reward her historic rookie season with the honor she earned. Instead, Clark was iced out, left off the roster completely. And when Reeve was asked if she had any regrets, her response was one word. No explanation. No accountability. Just stone-cold dismissal. The worst part, this wasn't about talent. Clark's numbers spoke for themselves. This was never about basketball. It was politics, plain and calculated.
Reeve wasn't a part of the official committee, but, some may believe she had some say in how all that went down. Regardless, the picking between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis.
This was the player who had single-handedly transformed women's basketball, packing arenas, breaking viewership records, and bringing global attention to the league. And yet, the head coach of Team USA treated her not like a generational icon, but like a problem to be managed. So when Caitlin Clark got the chance to flip the script, to send Cheryl Reeve packing, she didn't blink. This wasn't about coach selection. This was about respect. Clark had reached her breaking point with being dismissed by someone who should have been her loudest supporter. And the WNBA? They reacted exactly how you'd expect from a league that's never known what to do with real success. Instead of recognizing Clark's move as a bold assertion of her rising influence, they scrambled behind the scenes, confused, caught off guard. ESPN's Malika Andrews had to step in and confirm what the league clearly hadn't considered. Yes, a trade of coaches is allowed. And yes, it's official. Caitlin Clark didn't just change the game. She changed the rules.
Appreciate. By the way, I just got official word from the WNBA, from the league. I am hearing that a trade of coaches is permitted and it is granted. I wish I had a gavel here. So the coach trade has gone through. As the steward of this draft, it has been approved. And these are your teams. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Ladies, thank you so much.
Just think about that. The WNBA had to make up a rule on the spot, just to accommodate the decision of the one player keeping their league alive. Caitlin Clark didn't want to play under Cheryl Reeve, and she made that crystal clear. No drama, no theatrics, just a calm, direct power move. This is the same league that owes Clark everything. The sold-out arenas, the record-breaking ratings, the media buzz women's basketball has never seen before. And yet they've stood by while she's been hacked on the court, disrespected by peers, snubbed from Team USA, and dragged in narratives designed to downplay her impact. In any other league, fouls that brutal would lead to fines and suspensions. Here, they're shrugged off because it's Clark. Still, she didn't flinch. She didn't whine. She executed the coach trade with surgical calm. The same competitive edge that's made her one of the most feared athletes in the game. No apologies. No permission. Just this. Sandy Brondello, come on over. Let's get to it. Like it was just another Tuesday.
They get the trade coaches. They just traded Cheryl Reeves to get the Liberty coach. That is great. So we don't have to worry about Cheryl Reeves anymore. Cheryl Reeves can go to her team. I think Nafisa's team is too slow, bro. Yeah, Alyssa Thomas is good, but she's slow. Angel Reese isn't fast. Breanna Stewart isn't fast. I'm telling you, they're going to be more of a half-court type of team.
Sandy Brondello's reaction was exactly what you'd hope for from a coach handed the chance to lead the league's brightest star. I got traded, she said, beaming. My son texted me. I've made history. This is awesome. I get to coach Sabrina and Caitlin Clark in Indy. What a gift. And on the other side, Cheryl Reeve sat in silence, forced to watch the very player she'd spent months minimizing. The same one she helped keep off Team USA. Reject her coaching, live on national television. Reeve, once in full control of the narrative, now found herself coaching the opposing team, watching from the sidelines as Clark geared up to headline the All-Star game on her home court. This moment wasn't just historic. It exposed everything wrong with the WNBA's handling of star power in any other major. Sports league, a generational talent like Caitlin Clark would be protected, promoted, and prioritized. She'd be the face of your brand, the cornerstone of your marketing, the athlete you build around. But instead, the WNBA allowed her to be dismissed, disrespected, and dragged, then acted shocked when she finally stood her ground that that's not leadership. That's negligence.
Coach, you may have been involved in the first ever coach trade of any All-Star game ever. Just want to get your thoughts on that in your mind. First for you, Leo.
They announced it? Yeah. That you got traded? Yeah. Oh, I got to go look at all that. Traded? I have no idea what the teams are.
Second time in history now. Jeez, as a player. And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome. I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there and have some fun.
Clark's decision to trade Cheryl Reeve wasn't just about one coach. It was a seismic shift in the balance of power. This wasn't a personal move. It was a declaration. She made it clear. Disrespect will no longer be tolerated, no matter your title, resume, or reputation. She wasn't just filling arenas or driving ratings anymore. She was exercising real power and doing it unapologetically. The message was unmistakable. The rules of engagement in the WNBA just changed. Clark proved she's not only the league's most magnetic star, she's a force big enough to rewrite the system in real time. Her influence doesn't stop at the three-point line. It now stretches into the boardrooms, into policy, into precedent. And most importantly, she lit a path for every other player watching. You don't have to stay quiet when you're disrespected. You don't have to shrink when someone in power tries to dismiss your worth. You have a voice. You have leverage. You can stand up. You can push back. And you can win.
Remember when Caitlin was in Minnesota last year, she had a little extra spice after one of the baskets, because Cheryl Reeve's a great coach, don't get me wrong, and she doesn't bite her tongue, which you noticed after the WNBA finals when she said it was stolen from the Lynx. There's no questioning her acumen, and certainly she'll speak her mind, but there's got to be something in the back of Caitlin's mind that still feels a little miffed, even if Reeve wasn't directly responsible for her not making the Olympic squad. Now, there was another attempted...
The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Caitlin Clark made her move during the All-Star Draft, with all eyes on her and zero time for the league to interfere. She waited until the spotlight was hers, then delivered a masterstroke with the same cold precision that's made her a basketball icon. For Cheryl Reeve, it was nothing short of career humiliation. The very player she spent months downplaying just rejected her, publicly, unapologetically, and on national television. Reeve had to sit there, force a smile, and act like it wasn't happening, as Clark essentially fired her in front of millions. The ripple effect of that decision won't stop at this All-Star game. It will echo across the league. Other stars were watching, and they got the message loud and clear. You don't have to accept toxicity just because it's wearing a whistle or sitting in the front office. You have power. You can demand better. And most importantly, your influence matters. Clark's move wasn't just about basketball. It was business. It was leadership. It was a redefinition of what it means to be a modern athlete, that she's not here to smile and play nice, that she's here to win on her terms.